We had an incredibly long day. We just got back from Wrigley Field. Our managing broker got lost, taking us from the Cubs game back to the bus. He wasn't even drinking. That doesn't make any sense. But we had to get through 5 o'clock traffic, which we forgot about because we live in Fort Wayne. We never have traffic here. So as we're driving through the city at 5 o'clock, we're not even thinking about it. But let's Tarantino this. I'm going to take you from the beginning. Headed out to Wrigley Field today. On this channel, I know I talk about a lot of different things, but I also want to talk about the lifestyle and things there are to do, not just in Fort Wayne, but around Fort Wayne. A lot of people that live in Fort Wayne do travel to surrounding cities for some of the more popular activities, such as going to a baseball game. Wrigley Field, you know, you've got the Tigers in Detroit. I'm going to take you guys on a vlog with me today. Francesca, the company's going out to Wrigley Field, and I think it'll be pretty cool. We started off early. It's 7 o'clock departure time. It's a 3-hour and 15-minute drive from Fort Wayne to Chicago, but keep in mind that you lose an hour because we're right on the edge of Eastern and Central time zone. So we leave at 7 and we'll arrive at 9 o'clock. We made 1 or 2 stops on our way there. There's a lot of rest areas. Keep in mind there's toll roads in between Fort Wayne to Chicago. There are no tolls in Fort Wayne. We're not really used to that, but be prepared to have about, I don't know, $7 to $8 worth of tolls going out to Chicago. We parked the buses and headed down to the Cubby, which is a popular bar right outside of Wrigley Field. It's in the neighborhood of Wrigleyville, which is the neighborhood right around the ballpark. Pretty awesome neighborhood. Historical neighborhood, been around for 100 plus years. Kind of reminds me a lot of Midwestern towns in the Midwest. These old industrial towns, brick buildings, has a lot of character. I stopped in at one of the sports souvenir places to get me a jersey because I kind of felt uncomfortable. I've been in Indiana in the Midwest for a little while now. I'm not really a diehard Texas Rangers fan. I only had a Texas Rangers shirt from the last time I went to a baseball game down in Minute Maid Park. I'm not really a loyal Texas Rangers fan, so I went ahead and just bought a jersey. You know what they say, when in Rome, right? We had a great time hanging out before the game at Cubby. I talked to a couple locals. They told me to head around the corner to Sluggers, which had a batting cage upstairs. So me and Francesca, we went up there, grabbed a couple buddies, you know, hit a couple balls. I never was good at batting at BP, but I tried my hand at hitting a couple 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. I got my bat on it, and so I guess that's worth something. But it was a pretty impactful game because the Cubs are not that far in the standings. They're still competing for the last playoff spot, so they got a couple games left. They won this game. It was a very close game. We watched the ending of the game from Gallagher Way, which is a popular part of the stadium. It's a pretty nice area, but we really enjoyed ourselves. Although this video was about a trip that we took, this video was not about the trip that we took to Chicago. This is a lifestyle video that I wanted to show people who are thinking about moving to Fort Wayne some of the things that you may be able to partake in if you never thought about it. I mean, I never thought about going to Wrigley Field. Like, it was on my bucket list, something I wanted to do ever since I saw Angels in the Outfield. You know, I always wanted to take a trip during the summer and hit every baseball stadium, but that's beside the point. I digress. Fort Wayne is an affordable city. The cost of living is low enough where we can afford to take our family. I could take my wife up to Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, Indianapolis, go to a football game, go to a baseball game. Even though we don't have a major sports team here, I'm not sure if I would be able to afford a White Sox or Chicago Cubs baseball ticket with the cost of living in Chicago. So there are pros and cons to living here. I know a lot of times the videos that I do, I talk about pros and cons. The differences of a bigger city to a small city, those differences are actually pros. Having a lower cost of living, everything being a little bit more laid back, I think that's something that's valuable for those people who are considering moving to the Midwest. I'm a real estate agent. My wife also is a real estate agent with Keller Williams. We help people move to, from, and around Fort Wayne. If you're thinking about moving to Fort Wayne, we'd love to be your real estate agents of choice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.